Am I live? I'm live. I'm live. I'm live, aren't I? Yeah, I'm live. Let's go. Hello, keep the dream alive. Just hello. Oh fuck! I blew the ears off me. Hello everyone. I'm here. I'm here. No, Ash. Instead we have a picture of a dog. He will be live. He will be live by himself tomorrow, so you won't see me tomorrow. So you can all be happy and rejoice. But you all have to be on your best behaviour. Like, even though this is the unfiltered time, be on your best behaviour tomorrow. Now, you don't have to be today, but tomorrow, please. I don't want to get a bad rap. I don't want to be banned. If you want to say any swear words, you can say it in this stream. But, let me just bring my microphone a bit closer. But yeah, I will be live. I will be starting the episode in 3 minutes. 3 minutes according to my phone and computer. So yeah, I will start in not 3 minutes. Yeah. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I'm dyslexic, okay. How's everyone been? That's my question. Wish I could. I rewatched your Wendy Richards video from like 6 months ago today. Laughed my head off when you tried to imitate her facial expressions. I think that's how she does her face, isn't it? She's got like a, I don't want to say a scorny face, but like a face, like a slapped ass. Like you've just told her like someone has ran out of milk in the house. Someone has just had the last bowl of like cereal with milk. You had the cheek to say you could wipe away her fake tan with your hand. You probably could. To be fair, she did love a bit of fake tan. To be fair, I don't know what I say half the time in these videos. I just remember some of the funny moments. Like, like, like in today's video, if you're wondering why the Joel stuff ends early, I brought up the David case, and by accident, because it came up on the bottom of my screen, I came up. Your personal cum dump is playing Dead by Daylight. But I was saying that while talking about a very serious case, and then Ash just pulled me aside when that has to be deleted. The end of that has to be deleted. I couldn't. Yeah, that was. That's why the video ended early. I have some graffiti in this. Some Luke Shade graffiti. How this probably will work is I'll probably do the live stream, and then I might do the podcast. And you all can be here for the podcast. Yeah. How are you, SD cricket fan? I also don't need a VPN for today's episode. I have the luxurious. I have the luxury of getting it second hand. Right, it's 7:30. I'm going to play the episode, and anyone in chat, I want you to just let me know if you can hear it. Right, three, two, one. Hello, hello everyone. Playing the episode. Do 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 do. That's good. That's good. You can only hear me. That's good. I don't want to get this stream copyright. Remember us. Remember us always. Nigel. That is a lovely green couch. Not chair. Green? Is it green? It looks green. There's the stone. The legacy of Nigel Bates in the stone. The palm of his hand. Everyone's asleep, apparently. Who knows? The dreaded stone, yeah. It's going to be like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where they're going to go for the ring, bring the ring to. Is it Mordor? Mordor? I can't say. I just sound like I'm saying murder. Very wrong. Mordor. There you go. How long have you been sitting there, Grant? 50 minutes? How long have you been sitting there? I like the towel that Max has got on. The not the detail, the bathrobe, I should say. Very quiet at this nursing home, I must say. Someone just give them breakfast for fuck's sake. They've been there all night. Grant, can we have tea and sandwiches for bloody hell? Ah, they're holding hands. How gay. I mean, how cute. Does seem odd now they've had a huge party for Mo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But just like if it's raining in China, it's going to be sunny in Kentucky, I guess. I don't know. Hi, Jack. It's just me, Jack. There's no guys. It's only Guy. Okay, Piggy, hi then. Hello. Sorry, I have not a lot to say. I'm just watching this episode. Alright, Mark, eat that donut like you mean it. Mark, stop turning me on eating that donut. Yeah, you're too sexy when you eat a donut. Can you please reduce the sexiness? Put a bag on or something, please. I'm getting horny over here. You dirty bitch. Max really paying Oscar to apologise on his behalf. Such a Max thing to do. It is. It is. Ah, go on. Go on, Phil. Max jawline or Piggy's jawline? I don't know who wins. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year. I know it's only April. They played a Christmas film, okay? Someone just get John Lennon on speed dial. Might go to his voicemail, but we can still get him on speed dial. You think they would wait till Christmas? Just losing there, guys. It's a Christmas film. Play it at Christmas, not now. Hey up. Your communal come dump his plane tunes for. Let's go. Aw. Look, don't mind the burning couch. Just get a bit of chalky cake. Go on. Go on, Grant. Go on. That's the proper ending instead of throwing a fucking stone. I'll tell you what. Um. Right. How do I? Where do I begin? I'm good. I'm just says Lewis. Just here to brag about my claw machine wins. All right. Thank you, Ash. How many wins, Ash? You also call it Clarence Depley. Son Lee will be at the funeral. Yeah. That will have to be a video on Monday or tomorrow before, I guess. He won 2 plushies. I guess I can hold on. Um, hold on. This is Ash's winnings on the. There we go. That's Ash's winnings right there, folks. 2 plushies. There you go. Look at that. I can wait till Monday. Are you doing a fucking flash forward episode tomorrow? But the night stuff has to wait till Monday. Fucking bullshit. I tell you what. There you go. There's the plushie. That is a better ending for Nigel, in my opinion, than bloody throwing a stone into the river. You've redeemed yourself, Wadey, but not for long. That's what I gotta say. How I'm probably gonna do the podcast for people here. I'm probably going to just talk about the Nigel stuff in the podcast, and try and give it a bit of gravitas. And yeah, people can stay if they want. People can leave. I don't mind. I know it was what he did as a kid. I just don't think there should have been an action replay of him throwing a stone into the river. I think it should have been him and Debbie doing it instead. I understand it's what he did as a kid. It's just why was that the focal point of the episode? But it is a bit better than this was a bit better than what it was yesterday. So that's what I was saying. Yeah. Um. What the fuck are those? Yeah, I'm glad tonight he was somewhat. It has somewhat improved. How I think of that was felt out yesterday. Yeah, it's just why was the stone the lasting impact of yesterday? Also, have you lads seen, right? I know this is just me being fat, but have you lads seen the fucking that Germany are where is it? Germany are doing are doing a grimace burger. Hold on. Look at the hold on. Look, did it did it come up? It didn't come up. Oh, hold on. I want to show this. I just want to show this while we're talking about Nigel, because you know this is my memory of Nigel. Is this? Where is it? Downloads. Bang. Look at that, lads. Look at that. Like who? Let me just zoom in the burger for you. Like, are you telling me you wouldn't want this burger? Hold on. Let me get a good image for you. Burger bread. I just want to talk about this. Like who has purple cheese? Look at the purple cheese on this. Like that looks poisonous. Yeah. Albert Square after dark. They basically blame Oki for the drug stuff. Not really. It's radioactive. No, it's grimace. Like this is the full meal. Hold on, let me just zoom out. This is the full meal. Ooh, and let me just. You get that, and you get that. So like, if I can, let me just. Let me just show what else you get. So you also get this. So, why is it cheese? Why is it purple cream cheese? Like, that's what it is. I'm sorry, I just wanted to talk about that very quickly. It is horrendous. Um, but on the ravish stuff, he is responsible for it though. You can shift the blame as much as you want. He's still responsible for it. Like, just because you blame Oki doesn't change the fact that he started it. Like, no one goes to Lee Harvey Oswald and goes, ah, well, there was another guy there, so it wasn't you, Lee Harvey Oswald. It was someone else. Unless I'm confusing him with, unless I'm naming him, because he was the one who shot JFK, I believe. I believe, and not Albert. Fuck it, whatever. But you just don't ship the blame. He still did it. He still did it, for fuck's sake. Like, you can't change it. But it is like it's very it is very funny though, like that people will just blame Oki. It's like, yeah, but he did start it. Everyone's here trying to rile me up. But how did everyone find this week of episodes? 'Cause I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it personally. I did. I'm going to be back in a second. Chat amongst yourself. I'm going to be back in a second. Let me just platform one. Where is it? Where's my cat? I'll be back in a second. Um, have the grimace burger, whatever it is. Have that. Be back in a second. I'm back. I'm back. What have I missed? Can mute that. There we go. Um. Do. I think they literally just remember OK being put in charge when Ravi went on holiday. I don't want to be mean and don't take this. If you are watching this Oliver Square after that, I do think they're in the pockets of Ben Whitey. Like they have to be positive because who else? How are they going to interview the cast? You have to be positive. I agree, Ash. But I think that personally, people that are being too forgiving and like you can't be on that bus. I enjoyed the week, decent week. Today's episode was very good. I think it was a very solid week, all things considered. Apart from Grant not being in the room with Nigel either, or his son or Claire, I think it adds to Grant running away when it gets. I think it adds to Grant running away when it gets tough. Tonight's episode was damage control. I personally felt yesterday's ended, so I'm happier. It's been a good couple of weeks. Yeah, no, the reason it's low is because I fucking ran from the kitchen to the bedroom, so I'm trying to not trying to talk with out of breath, and I'm also reading very quickly. Also, Ash, do you reckon Lexi will be recasted soon? Peggy, your mic is low. I totally agree with that, but Grant, when things get tough, never mind, it's good. No, never recast Lexi. She's perfect. I don't think you should recast Lexi, personally, but that's just my opinion. Hope this doesn't bust all over me. I can't pretend again. Oh no, I know you're saying you don't want it to happen. You're just asking. Yeah, that's fair enough. I just don't think it will happen, personally. There's been so many liquids in that cup. But no, I don't think she'll be recast. I think she's like Ash says, I think Lexi will be given the most time possible to grow up and mature into the role. They've invested so much time into the character, so she's safe until if she is genuinely shit. Yeah, it's a good question. People don't harass Lewis, please, because he did just ask a question. Don't be mean about it. We don't like meanies. We hate meanies. Yeah, so just be respectful, everyone. You don't want to scare away the people. Only I can do that. Until they all appear on Ash's stream tomorrow. I go, thank fuck that Irish guy's gone. Fair enough. I just don't think they would ever recast her. She's solid, and they are happy with her work. Yeah, they're very happy with her work. The only way I could see it is if she becomes a bit problematic in the future, but that's highly unlikely. That's highly unlikely. Yeah, it is a great question. It's a fantastic question. I don't think they would get rid of her. Basically, it goes up to if she's one of the people who just look 14 while being 29. Also, Joel's coming back. Can't wait for that. Yeah, we did a video on that earlier on. Some of it had to be cut out because of what I did in the video. I talked about what would Joel's opinion be on the David case, which I'm not going to go into unless you want me to. And then I, by accident, read out a fucking Steam name that popped up because I said your communal cum dump is playing Dead by Daylight, and then I just went back to talking about the David case, and I just went, edit that out, please, edit that out. I had to, but I will admit that was a bit of a silly move. It was a bit of a silly bill. Considering how young Lexi is, she's got a solid foundation already. Yeah, I agree personally. I do agree. But what I was saying, what I think of the week, it was a solid week. I think in the podcast I'm going to do, I'm only going to mention the Nigel stuff, make it a grand gesture. Like how last week was about the Ravi stuff, so that's what probably this week will be like. And I'll dive into that. I'll record in about 10 minutes. on stream. I'll let everyone get their thoughts out first, then I'll start it. She has done a lot of stuff if you compare it to Bert and Ernie, for example. That David and Celeste case, it's fucking insane. Yeah, it is. It's fucking insane. Yeah. I want him to suffer slowly in prison, personally. Uh, like I know Ash is probably like just muttering to himself, "No, cut the stream, cut the stream." But if you want my honest opinion, just kill the, just kill the prick. That's what I want to say. But if you get Luigi Mangione to kill him, that'll be fine. That'll be acceptable. That's what we do. We just get Luigi Mangione to kill like the people. You can talk about it when I'm not here. Yeah, that case is fucking crazy. If you want me to talk about any serious case, tune into my podcast where I'm going to be sponsored by BetterHelp. How about that? Or oh no, what is the one called that everyone gets? HelloFresh. It's just 40 terabytes of evidence. Allegedly 40 terabytes. Doesn't mean there's actually 40 terabytes, but yes, there's roughly, supposedly 40 terabytes. It's just when people who don't know us assume that we have the same exact opinion, because I don't say I disagree. Yeah, yeah, I'm fairly outspoken on my thoughts and opinions on certain people, and yeah, I I would gladly push the boat until I can't push the boat, but always ask like, don't push the fucking boat. Ride it in, sunshine. Which I do have to rein it in most times. But yeah, I think Lexi's also a strong character and not to be recast because Lexi has really shown emotion and is going through recovery from losing Lola, and it makes Lola's character stronger even in death. I do think Lola will sporadically appear throughout Lexi growing up through her teenage years, like if she stays on screen and if Callum doesn't leave. Because I don't know what happens if Callum leaves. Because does Lexi leave with Callum, or does like what happens there? Because like Jay's fucking in Manchester having a kid. Like, so that's just weird for me because I don't know where Jay, like, I don't know, like if Callum and Johnny leave, where does Lexi go? Does she can't go to Vegas? Ben's in prison, so like I don't know. I don't know. Might be wrong. Okay, where's this going? I like to remind myself that we host an EastEnders slash soap based channel, so audience is roughly 25 to 45 years old. Don't want to listen to a 5-year old idiot give his own formed opinions. Yeah, yeah. But like aliens are real, no doubt about it. It's okay, Ash. We all know you're not the same person, and Piggy is something very special and unique. I am special and unique. I'm very special. Oh, the Eddie Night message. Where's the Eddie Night message? Can you resend the Eddie Night message if you don't mind? Or, um, Piggy for president. That's the good thing about this channel. Opinions and everything is good to hear. That's the good thing about this channel. Opinions on everything is good to hear. Smiley face. Although being one opposite Piggy means everyone thinks I know what I'm on about. Yeah. but yeah, I did enjoy this week. I did have fun with this week. The Nigel stuff was special. I can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see the funeral, I should say, of it. It should be interesting. See the funeral. I do wonder like how they're gonna go about it, and will Claire Bates sleep with Grant or Mark? It could be Mark. Could be Mark. Who knows? Who knows? Really? Who knows? But I don't know. I don't know. That's all really. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to uh, Google Docs. Google Docs. Uh, Quote from Piggy 3 days ago. Rab, I'm going to read it out like the President of the United States. Ravi is a great guy. Is it? Ravi is a great lad, isn't he? He's a fantastic dude. We love it here. He hates China just like me. There you go. Yeah, Ravi is a great lad, isn't he? I can't. Someone's just gonna go through the history of me and just find old stuff like that of me saying it like that. Which one is this? No, that's too old. Thank you for the £5 though. Thank you for the £5. Um, there we go. Found it. What else has people been saying? Both yourself and Piggy have a unique outlook, style, and knowledge is what makes the channel so special. People come from for the soap, but stay for your personalities. I don't think they stay for my personalities. They just see a fat Irish man and assume he eats potatoes, and then they just call me a pedo and shit, which I'm not. Uh, Last time I checked, I'm not. What did you think of Ravi this week? Uh, Let me get back to you on that one, Chief. Um, Let me get back to you. Um, Give me a second. The Nigel special. I spelled special wrong. Only a special person would spell special wrong, and that's me. I used to get all the gold stars in school. There we go. Corrected. Where is this from? Fucking flies in my room. Can he fuck off? I didn't mind the Ravi stuff this week. It feels like they're setting up. Give me a second. It feels like they're setting up. What am I saying? Give me a second. Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, I feel like they're setting up. The Priya is going to be in the one in the bed with Max, I think, because Ravi obviously broke up with her. So I think they're going to be a bit different throughout the year, and maybe he's the one who gets marked by Max towards the end of the year. Assuming it happens towards the end of the year, because obviously he's been interrogated in January 2027. So it would make sense for whoever he kills be interviewed in 2027, I guess. Unless Walford is just slow on crime and it's a crime from 10 years ago. They just asked for the Stephen Beale case. I don't know. Yeah. And with a £10 donation from Luke the EastEnders archive. I did read out SG Cricket's fans one, but I will read out Luke's as well. £10 donation, by the way. £10. We love it here. Don't worry, Piggy. That's why you have me to occasionally help you. So I'm fatter, older, balding, and probably easier to ridicule for my opinions on EastEnders. And also, I'm far less likable on my own. Look, you may be fatter and balding, but that's why we love you on this channel. Well, that's why I like you on this channel. I don't know about everyone else. I don't know if this is the scrappy do of the channel, but I do appreciate you helping me out, Luke. You've been great crack to help me out with. You've been a great lad. I don't know if you're back tomorrow or back next week. We'll figure that one out shortly. Yeah, you're very good. You're not less likable on your own. You seem to have a good personality by yourself, and you need to just pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get back on the saddle there, lad. And oh, have I crashed? Have I crashed? I have not crashed. Okay, fair enough. It was just loading. Just get back up in the saddle. Get back out there. Just be yourself, dude. Luke is the handsome one in the chat. He is. He is. I'll start the podcast now. I agree. I see everyone here agrees that Luke is the handsome one in the chat. See, Luke, they love you here, Luke. They think you have great knowledge. You're here in your garage with great knowledge. I like building in Minecraft with high brown bricks. I honestly don't know if anyone here will get that reference. Thanks, Piggy. I appreciate it. I'm always here. Like I said to you, I enjoy being about and able to help and talk about the show with you and sharing my opinions as it's easier than on Reddit. Reddit will fucking hound you. Trust me, you don't want to be on Reddit. Just go on there, maybe look at porn, and then leave. That's my approach. That's what I usually do. I don't interact with anyone on Reddit. That's why you're never getting my action. That's why I'm never signing in on the watching. I don't use the watching wall for the cam. That's why I'm never signing in to the Reddit on my browser. For the videos. So yeah. But you do you, Luke. You do you. Hold on, will this be picked up? There we go. Picked it up. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this again. I want to see if it picked up. There we go. Your Reddit algorithm is one I'd like to pay to see. No. Unless you donate a hefty £50. No. Make it £69 and there you go. Reddit don't like me. The mods keep removing my posts because I spell check my posts with AI just to get the spelling and grammar on point. It's only because I'm my harshest critic. What is this? Never mind. I'm my harshest. What we saying? My harshest critic. I want my grammar on point. I'm my hardest critic. I want perfect. That is fair enough. That's the only good use of AI, in my opinion. Um, so, but like, if you use it for AI, you shouldn't really be banned. Like, it's not like you're making like Phil in a sexy bikini on a beach. Like, you're just using it to fix your grammar. It's just perfectly fine, in my opinion. Like, the sister has banned you from using AI. What have you created with AI? He says it kills the. Technically, it does. But what were you creating with AI? That's my question. Unless you didn't create anything, but I'm just curious. Jeez. Sorry, I was just reading a post there. I'm going to start in a few minutes. I'm going to start it, and obviously I will do the spiel and everything. Yeah, the EastEnders mods I'm right ahead because they have essentially accused me of not having these opinions and using AI for posts and shit, which really disappointed me. So I just wanted to belong. They can get. That's what I can do. In the community and sharing my thoughts and opinions. I only joined Reddit for the purpose. I didn't expect it to be so dismissive and difficult, to be honest. Well, see, EastEnders Reddit, clip this, please. EastEnders Reddit, please unban my friend Luke. You jammy dodge. I can't say the C word. You jammy dodger, please. He's done nothing wrong. He's only using AI to help fix his grammar and spelling. The opinions you hear are not from a robot named George. They're from a real person called Luke, who has a receding hairline, who may be bald, and may be 27 or 28. He cares a lot about the show, so please reconsider your opinions. He's not using AI for his posts. If you want proof, check the YouTube comments on our podcast of the classic edition of Watching Walford, please, where he actually probably does use AI to fix his grammar, but that's it. He doesn't use it for any other use, just to fix his grammar and spelling, because just like me, he might be a bit dyslexic. So there you go. Please fix your accusations here, Reddit. Don't throw it out the window, and don't come at me for it, and don't ban me from the subreddit. Because where else am I going to get my humble opinion on EastEnders to make into a shitty little 10-minute video for my channel and make 20p off it? So there you go. Hopefully that helps. I don't know. What is that? Is Sonic Adventure still good? I don't know. Right, I'm going to do the podcast now in 174, isn't it? Or is it 175? 174. Alright. Right, I'm going to do the podcast now. Actually, let me just change the timestamps on. Right, I'm going to start the podcast in 3 seconds. So if you want your opinion read out, a live recording, yes, you all get to be in the video with me. So I'm going to start it now. Oh, Jesus Christ! I need to figure out how I'm going to do. Well, how did I do this last time? Just pop that there, and then hopefully when I move, yeah, that works perfectly. So I'm going to start now. In 3, 2. Again, if you want your opinion read out, leave your opinion down below. I will read all your comments and I will state that this has been live recording. I'm just going to widen the bloody. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Let me just roll the intro. Now again. 3, 2, 1. Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. It is I, Piggy, and I'm joined by the chat. I'm presumably going to do what they would say, which is, yeah, man, woo, woo. So yeah, that's hopefully the chat's reaction, and it's only me again, like I've stated. It's only me this week. Ash is on a little. Ash, I will read your comments out afterwards, Luke. Ash is again not here doing the podcast. It is just me, so I guess just there you go. So yeah, the chat is here with me. And there's only gonna be one topic, but I will vaguely mention the other stuffs in the introduction, and then yeah. So I was gonna work as when the chat have something to say on this topic, they can chime in whenever they want, unless it's like horrendous stuff. Then obviously I won't read it, but I will read any comment for £5. That's a lie. I'll read it for free. So yeah, it's week 18. We're going to cover the biggest storylines and takeaways from the 27th of the 4th all the way to the 30th of the 4th. We have the introduction, Nigel's special week, the awards and the thoughts about the show, and then the outro. Because just very quickly, I'll just make another timestamp. Yeah, woo! Oh, Piggy, yeah, thank you. I know that sounded like AI, but that's not AI. I'm generally being serious. I admit, why can't I do timestamps? 2:02:01. Side stuff. So yeah, side stuff. This is just going to be the filler stuff that I didn't really want to fit into the full week. Which is as follows. It is It is. It is Ravi and his mental health. He's spiraling out of control. He breaks up with Priya. He also arranges origami. Oh my God, what's that Heavy Rain clip I'm thinking of? Oh yeah, origami. There we go. He's arranging all these origamis. Moving the cereal boxes about. Doing all of that stuff. And he's doing that. Priya goes in to talk to him. He says we need to go on a break, and yeah, they're on a break now. They've broken up, and Priya goes to Max. Also, there was a geezer who was checking out the car, not a weezer, a geezer who was checking out the car, and he was basically in love with the car, and he was winding Priya up, and Priya just goes, "Stuff your car," goes inside, has a lovely cry. Max comes in, goes, "Hey, I'm sorry about that," and then Priya's like, "I really need the money. Obviously Ravi can't provide at the moment," And Max goes, "You're on holiday." I can't say the word because it's vacation, and I always butcher that. Um, I always butcher that word, so it doesn't really work, I guess. So yeah, he goes on paid holiday. She goes on paid holiday. Also in this, Max and Cindy start sleeping together. They have a little bunk up. Um, Max hides Cindy in the wardrobe, not in the wardrobe, in the cubby hole. That's what we call it, or that door where you keep all your stuff, unless it's like a washing machine's in there. Then you don't really keep your jackets and stuff. But it's usually like a little room in the house where you put, I guess, your Christmas trees and stuff. But hopefully you know what I mean. For Americans, it's sort of the basement, but not really. It can be the basement, but it's sort of a cubby hole. So yeah, they just put stuff in there. Max hides Cindy in there. Cindy obviously hears Max calling her a rat, and Lauren calls her a tart, or the cupboard. The cupboard. There we go. The cupboard. I call it a cubby hole, because that's what I was raised to call it. Thank you, Luke. And yeah, so basically Max calls Cindy a rat. He doesn't mean it, and then Lauren calls whoever Max is bunking up with a skank or a tart. Tart if you want to be posh English about it. But yeah. So with that, they continue to bunk up. Lauren and Peter walk in. Lauren walks in on her dad sleeping with her stepmom. And then Peter walks in, seeing her mom sleep with his stepdad. Very weird household. You wouldn't get this on Fair City. You know that. That's the Irish EastEnders, the only Irish soap opera that is running and is never acknowledged because it is shit. Well, in my experience, it is shit. So yeah, Lauren is obviously fuming with this because again, it's wrong. Even though again, people will point to Joey Brannan. Trollop. Okay, so she's a trollop, is what Lauren uses. Thank you, Luke. So yeah, Lauren is obviously hates this because again, it's her stepmom and her dad getting it on. Because obviously Peter and Lauren are married, and continuing on with this, she continues to disapprove of this until further notice, and will continue to basically be like, "Ooh, that's gross, stinky, beginky." I don't know what that. don't know what that was. So yeah. Eventually Oscar comes around and talks to her. And like is basically saying, "Hey, maybe it's not all bad." And Lauren goes, "You were paid, weren't you?" And he goes, "Maybe. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't." And then Mark talks to her, and Mark basically goes, "Maybe it's not all bad." And then she sort of approves of it, but doesn't really. And yes, people will point to Joey Brannan being with Lauren as also weird as well, because Lauren doesn't approve of Max and Cindy, so it is kind of, I don't want to say foretelling, but you get what I mean. Also, we have Big Mo's big birthday blowout, because they want to throw Mo's big birthday, the 90th birthday, because when it happened in February, she couldn't have a birthday because obviously Chrissy Watts came in and took all the screen time. So it's Mo's big birthday. They celebrated, which is kind of weird in Tuesday. I was going to say Wednesday's episode. It's not Wednesday's episode. It's kind of weird in Tuesday's episode because obviously, like, there's an entire birthday party. But then you also have Grant looking for a stone and going to confront Phil. So you have the weird contrast, which I will get to in a minute, of like Phil like being annoyed, and also then they're like, "Yeah, Mo, hit the gritty, Mo. Yeah, bust it down, woo, woo, yeah." I'm doing all that. Smell of cold spice. Old Captain Spice's cold spice off me is crazy. Yes, I do use Old Spice deodorant. I like Old Spice. I like the little tune it gives. So yeah, she does use. They do celebrate Mo's birthday. It goes off without a hitch. They all are celebrating, and then obviously, I will get into the aftermath when I talk about the Nigel and Phil stuff. That's all you need to really know. And now we move on to another topic, which is Nigel's special week, because it's Nigel's final week being alive. Obviously, he'll probably get another week when he is married. So where do I begin with this? Well, I begin by saying that he's progressively getting worse. He had a little fall. He has a little fall. Oh, sorry. Actually, I will get to that in a second. I have to read some comments here, because it was related to the previous topic, and then I'll change the timestamp again. Ravi for me pissed me off with how much pain Priya is having to cope with, and she's keeping his secrets, and he's insinuated he doesn't want her anymore, and she's still protecting him. The absolute ass. Yeah, yeah. That's all the chat said. So now we move again. Now we move on to Nigel's special week. So yeah, where do I go with this? So yeah, obviously Monday's episode, as I was saying earlier, Nigel has had a fall. He's progressively getting worse, and he is going to die. Which, if you have like one fall, fair enough, you might get back up and get back on that saddle and go out there in a blaze of glory. If you have a second fall, probably not game over. If you have a third fall, probably game over. Depends how you fall, really. Because if you fall face first on the table and split your head open, then obviously it's severe. You will probably die. Coupled with that, he also has pneumonia, I believe, and he also has dementia, which probably doesn't go well. Like mixing Red Bull with Monster probably isn't going to be a great thing for your heart. So yeah, Grant obviously returns because Grant gets a phone call. Coronation Street is better. Kane Williams ban. I'm not banning you. We're doing a podcast here. Thank you for your comments, Kane Williams 1704. I will keep that in mind, and you want to stay tuned. Well, this is already dated. You want to stay tuned for the Coronation Street stream. Tune in tomorrow, where it won't be me, the ugly sexy fuck. It will be the other handsome sexy fuck, Ash. So yeah, tune in there tomorrow. But anyways, back to Nigel. Grant arrives just in the nick of time. He nearly runs Max over again. And how do I do Grant's emotions? You want to give me a hug? Want to give me a hug, do you? You need to move your eyebrows a lot. If you want to do Grant, you need to move your eyebrows. That's how you do Grant. You need at least to move one eyebrow up and down. It's like you ask him a question. Grant, how's your day? It's been very good. It's been very good. How's your day been? Like, you know, I can only do it with my right eyebrow. I can't do it with my left eyebrow. Or I guess in the camera, it's my I don't know. I can only do it with my left eyebrow, I guess. But yeah, I will read your comment in a minute, Luke. So yeah, Grant returns. He goes to the cafe for a fry up and a cup of tea, which is literally what he says. Right, I'm off to the cafe to get a cup of tea and a fry up. Let's go. Woo. Which he does. He gets a fry up, and obviously, let me take a quick drink. Cheers. So he goes to the cafe. Vicky basically. Less Grant, more Dwayne Johnson there, Peggy. Yeah, but have you? I know, like I'm doing the people's eyebrow, but have you not seen the scenes he's in this week? He's literally going, oh, and they're asking him like, "How are you, Grant?" And he's like, "Doing fine." that's basically what he does. He doesn't really express with like his lips. He expresses with his eyebrows. I can't describe it, and he over exaggerates, over pronunciates words, in my opinion. But anyways. Vicky basically makes him a shit sandwich, throws it down on the ground. Well, not on the ground. She throws it onto the table. It's like, here's your fucking sandwich. And then he's like, all right, bitch. He doesn't say bitch, but it would be funny if he did. And she obviously goes, don't remember me. I'm Vicky Fowler. And he goes, oh, okay. And then he goes to the care home to see Julie. And Julie tells Grant, look, Nigel is getting worse. He's going to die. And Grant is left there. Grant is left there to talk to Nigel, and Nigel wakes up out of a coma. Like how can I say this? I guess how can I compare this? He wakes up like the Undertaker whenever you hit him, because he just basically goes, hold on, that's what he does, and then he goes back to sleep. He becomes less conscious. He goes back to sleep. So he basically wakes up, says, I need a stone, goes back to sleep. Grant goes to the square to get a stone. So I'll read that in a minute. So he goes to get the question is whether if I go bald, would I be Phil or Grant? Depends how you move your face. Because if you move your face slightly and you have a deep voice and you always say, alright, then you probably fail. But if you start moving with your like with everything but your lips, you are grand. If you're like I want a cup of tea. I wish I could do my other eyebrow, but I can't. But yeah, so he goes to look for a stone. Phil goes, "You're not going to find the stone here. The stone was gone." Nigel is the Undertaker, confirmed by Piggy. Yeah, yeah. He goes to find the stone in the square, but Phil says, "You're not going to find it here." Grant leaves. He goes back to Nigel. He gives him a shitty stone. Nigel doesn't accept it. He drops it on the ground, and then he goes to confront Phil because they're told he's going to die in a few hours. So, and Phil's not in the house anymore. So Phil is presumably, I'm going to presume the beach is Clacton. He's on the beach of Clacton. I've nearly said the beaches of Normandy. He's not off war. He's on the beaches of Clacton, skimming stones, and then Grant confronts him. And the Duffed Off and Tuesday episode is obviously Grant being like, do I confront him or do I leave him? Hydrogen bomb, coffin baby. So yeah, he goes to confront Phil. Phil says he knows he's dying. He knows he's not really accepting it. And he says Nigel is looking for a stone. He's going to give him a perfect skimming stone. He talks to Grant how he knows that Nigel is dying, but he doesn't really want to admit it, and he doesn't know how he's going to feel by it. And Grant basically says, "It's going to be all right, Prof. It's going to be all right." And Phil says, "You were never really there for Nigel, but I appreciate you coming." But he basically says that I might be misremembering some bits. And they sit down, have a heart to heart. Phil finds the perfect skimming stone. They go to get in a car. They go to get in Grant's car. Obviously, Grant's car is electric. It breaks down. Grant obviously. So he obviously they obviously go and get in Grant's car because Phil's car is clamped, I believe the term is. Basically, like the parking inspector clamped it. Because he parked diagonally. I think it's diagonally. He basically parked over like multiple car spots, so they clamped him. Clamped him in Clacton, not Clacton. Clacton, I think it is. So yeah, they do that. They go get in it. The car breaks down. Well, stops. It runs out of battery. Grant, you should have just charged your car, like, for fuck's sake. So they go find someone on a moped, and then Phil is riding bitch on the back of a moped. So he rides bitch on the back of a moped. Is how I describe it. Just imagine like in Titanic with Rose and Jack. Hold me, Deliveroo driver. Hold me. I can feel the weight on the top of your world. So he's riding with him, and then he arrives just in time. He sits down with Nigel. He puts a stone in his hand. It's the perfect skimming stone. He breathes, and then we get an emotional scene where this is all in Nigel's mind, by the way, not Phil's. In Nigel's mind, this is basically him saying goodbye to Phil, where, again, for the only reason I think I'm doing the Poochie quote where he says, "I must go now, my home planet needs me." But he's not doing that. He basically tells Phil, "Look, Phil, thank you for the stone. I appreciate it, but I have to go. Like I have to go. You will be fine by yourself, won't you?" And then Julie says, "You have to say you're fine, Phil. You have to say you're fine." And Phil's like, "I will be fine, mate. I will be fine." And then it cuts to Nigel skimming stones, and then it cuts to a young Nigel, and they really focus on the skimming stones bit, where we see an action replay shot of young Nigel skimming stones, and then he leaves. It is sad. It is sad, but it is also funny in a way. As Luke says here, the stone bit was a bit poetic and interesting, but it just felt like they met the absolute most interesting part about the story. We all cared about Nigel and the people he's leaving behind. The stone had barely been used before to make it such a big focus, especially at such a big and powerful moment. Exactly, he summed it up perfectly. So, with that, Nigel is now gone. He has the death rattle as well, where if you don't know when you die, yeah, I still think Nigel walking off into the distance for a night with Debbie, leaving the other ones behind would have been the right choice. I do agree. I know he didn't put right choice, but I'm presuming that's what he meant. I do agree with that, but they obviously didn't want to do that. So he has the death rattle, which basically means when your soul is leaving, you have one last rattle in your system, and then depending on how, I'm not going to really go into it because I'm not a religious person, but depending, usually if you're a Catholic or Protestant, you once you leave this earth, you go up to the big man upstairs, Big John, Big Bash, you know. Um, yeah, I will read it. I will get it in a second. So you obviously go up to Big John upstairs, Bash, So that's where he's gone, or who knows? He might have done something in his past. He's going on to see Mr. Trump down in hell. So yeah, he's up in heaven now. And Julie and Phil go back. Phil's obviously sad. They play a Christmas film. I really thought for some reason the Duck Duck was going to be Phil sat in the chair by himself with fucking John Lennon's "So This Is Christmas" playing, or "War Is Over," I believe it's called. So it just fades out. And it's like, "So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over. I don't want just begun." It's probably one of the best Christmas songs ever, honestly. So yeah, so he sits in the chair, and they all play the movie, and then they show some bloopers. Well, no, before they, before he sits in the chair, they're in the cafe, and Linda tries to talk to him, and then Phil goes, "Don't treat me like I'm 5, I'm bloody 60 something. Leave me alone." And then they play the bloopers of Nigel trying to get Phil to say hello, ho ho ho, and Phil's like, "I'm not putting the fucking costume on." And Nigel's like, "You will put the costume on, please, for the kids, it'd be funny." And he just put the beard on, he sits on his lap and asks Phil what he wants. And then Grant obviously tries to talk to him, but he just says, "Leave me alone, Grant, please." It's Grant reluctantly goes, "Fair enough, mate, I will leave you alone." He goes into the house. He goes to burn the chair, but he knows if he burns the chair, the whole house will go up in flames. So he brings a chair outside. He lights the chair on fire. He asks Raymond, Julie, Grant, Billy, Sam, Linda, and Mark, I want to say, and Lexi, and probably Callum, to come inside from some cake. He bought some cake, and yeah, they end the episode with, I might be confusing the two of them, but I think it's the Clash. I want to say it's probably the Sex Pistols. They end with a song by one of those bands, because Nigel was obviously in the club. Let me see, can I do it here? I was obviously in there doing that, I can't really jump because I'm obviously on camera and I don't want to show everything. So he was obviously doing that. So yeah, that's how it ends, which is a perfect ending. It's a better ending than Wednesday's episode. An ST Cricket fan says here, "Do you think maybe we harshly critiqued yesterday's episode based on what we imagined what would happen in the best case scenario?" Well, that's where we move on to 22 minutes and 8 seconds, where we get to the thoughts and awards. I don't know how I'm going to do awards in this, but I will try. Do you think maybe we harshly critiqued yesterday's episode based on what we imagined would happen in best case scenario? That is a great question, ST Cricket fan, and to answer it, I do agree. I do humbly agree that we looked at it a bit harsh. I do think they focused on the wrong aspect, I will say. The episode is fantastic. I do like to imagine Phil riding bitch on on the Uber Eats driver, or sorry, since it's EastEnders, the nondescript delivery driver. I do like to imagine that because that is a funny scene in my head. He's got a little helmet on. But yeah, I do like that. I do think we did critique it a little bit. I certainly did. I do think it could have been better, but what it was given was good enough, in my opinion. I do think the aspect of him throwing the stones at the end as a kid, yeah, I looked at it a bit harshly, but I do think it would have been better had it been Debbie, because he had mentioned Debbie throughout. I know she was only in the Christmas episode, but like it would have been nice if she was there. Like he holds Debbie's hand and they skim stones. But that's probably the only bit I'd change. But I do think I did critique it a bit harsh. Because I do think the ending, in my opinion, that I would have, and you can go either way, but like to me, you have Debbie, like either child Debbie with child, because it's all in his head, really, isn't Nigel's like memory. He's remembering the past. So to me, you could have it, in my opinion. You could have it be, what is that in the background? Just realised that is something else. That's just been there for 22 minutes. Bloody hell. Let me just turn off whatever I have. Background. There we go. Just realised I've made a critical mistake. Yeah, no. So yeah, as I was saying, I do like what I would change is I would have I would have Nigel as a kid throwing stones, and then the last stone is then him holding hands with Debbie as they're both in the afterlife. That's the only bit I would change. But for both of them, that it's a fantastic episode and a fantastic week of episodes. No, it's just in the background. I know. I just noticed it. I was like, ooh, do I have to redo the entire video? But it was only in the background. Thank you though. But yeah, I do prefer Thursday's Duff over Wednesdays. If anyone can let me know the song they played in the episode, that would be nice. But as Luke says, for me the week is an 8.5 out of 10, and I think if Wednesday was better and worked better for me, it would have been the perfect conclusion for such a beautiful and hard-hitting story. And SD Cricket fan says, I agree, having Debbie would have been icing on the cake. Yes, I think Debbie should have been included somehow. I don't know how, but she should have just been included. But I do like the imagery, because you'll never get this imagery. Well, you'll never get this imagery in real life. But obviously, you would hope that when whoever it is that you whether whoever you are seeing who dies, you would hope that they are telling you in their mind it's okay to leave me. I have to go, but you can stay. Because I guess I can just very quickly, and if this makes me cry, but I don't care. I guess I can very quickly say that Nigel and Julie's reaction, or not Nigel, Julie and Phil's reaction to Nigel dying is exactly the reaction I had, my dad had to my nan dying, because, and now there was no stone involved. Sorry if that upsets people. I should have went in the past and got her a stone, but how she died was exactly like Nigel's. Where obviously it's the heavy breathing, and then they let out one last rattle in their system, and then go to Big John upstairs. And I remember that. What I did afterwards was, when everyone arrived to obviously say goodbye to her. I will read that in a second, Steve. So I remember when my nan died. I wanted to be in the room with her by myself. And what I did was I played 2 songs by Green Day, and you can probably tell. Well, maybe you have to do it like that. But I don't know how to do it. I'm bad with this motion on camera. There you go. You can slightly see it. But what I did was I got Green Day's "Time of Your Life," and then what played immediately after was "Wake Me Up When September Ends," and it was a fitting end to seeing my nanny, because people would ask me, "Are you all right, Piggy? Are you all right?" Yeah, I'm all right. You don't really have to ask me. And plus, when the family was around, my dad and the carers that looked after my nanny, especially, knew not to disturb me. They knew he wants to be left in his room alone. He doesn't want to do things. And I'm pretty much feeling that situation where I didn't want to be a part of this entire, go meet the family, go do all of this. I just wanted to be by myself. And that's how I sort of was towards the funeral, was just how I was I did the funeral. I showed up in a pair of tracks bombs and a shirt. I showed them the same clothes I wore that I seen her die in. Basically, I wore those clothes to the funeral, and then I donated those clothes to Ukraine. Um, um, because I'm not wearing these clothes ever again. I've just seen someone die in them, so I donated them to some Ukrainians, because our school had like a fund for Ukraine. I know that sounds weird, but that's generally what happened. Like she died, and I went, I'm just going to donate my clothes to Ukraine, and that's what I did. But yeah, like it's an experience that I recommend everyone. Well, maybe not like a 5-year-old, but it's an experience I recommend everyone experience at least once. Because you truly don't know how hard death will hit you until you've actually seen it hit you in the face. Because it's all well and truly it also does depend on the death, I guess. But you truly don't experience it until you've seen it. Like you truly don't know how to feel until you've experienced it. It's I don't want to say it's a magical moment because that would make it seem like we were like doing Disneyland stuff with my gran. No, it's not a magical moment, but it's certainly like you see the end of life and you look at life a bit differently as to like how one person can affect you throughout like your life. And it was sort of like that, and it was fantastic in a way of like saying goodbye to her, because I would have, in the 5 minutes she was alive, I was the last one in the room, and I said my goodbyes. And yeah, and it's just it was good. um but that's all I wanted to say on that and my experience with my nan. Obviously, I can go into a whole deeper topic about my nan and dementia in a future video if anyone's interested, and compare like Nigel and my nan. Obviously, the two people having the two differences basically. But anyways, on that, about the week, I'm going to read the comments, and then I'm going to do the awards. And I appreciate everyone for letting me have those 5 to 10 minutes about my nan and my experience. But yeah, I do. If you ever are in the situation where you want to say goodbye to a loved one, be there in the room, because you might not know it, but it will certainly change your look aspect on death. But yeah, I just what I wanted to say. Um, no. Steve539887 says, where was his daughter behind the scenes? She filmed during the entire month of January. She just wasn't there. I know this is a long wait for your question, Steve, but she just wasn't there. I don't know why the direction they didn't want to include her. She will be there for the funeral, but she just didn't appear in the week of it. I do think her being there would have been special. Would have been great to see her. But I understand why they didn't want to do it. But again, they should have just done it. She yeah, as SD Cricket fan says, she was back for a week and then went back home, and I feel it's a shame she wasn't more involved with the final moments. But the truth is, she went back to Hollyoaks temporarily. Yeah, that's probably the reasoning. I think when they played on telling Nigel it's okay to go, would have been better if they had been all together on the beach in Nigel's mind, and he'd have Debbie to call to him, and he'd have turned and they'd told him it's okay, and said final goodbyes as he walks off towards Debbie and leaves Claire, Julie, Phil. Oh, sorry. The Luke says I think when they played on telling Nigel if it's okay to go, you've forgotten me already. There's too many comments. I'm reading so much. I'm trying not to cry. Okay. I think when they play, so I already read out Luke's first comment, and then Luke's second comment says, and he'd turn and they told him off if it's okay. They'd have told him it's okay and say final goodbyes as he walks off towards Debbie and leaves Claire, Julie, Phil, and Grant happy, proud, and crying as he goes. And I know you're joking. I just thought SD Cricket fan commented because the last one I seen was by SD Cricket fan saying I was only slightly behind. Like it was only the slight bit about the background. But yeah, thank you. You bastard! I thought you meant more to you. You do. You do. Nah, I'm just using you for content. I'm only joking. I'm not. But yeah, I do agree with that. Do agree with what Luke says there. But yeah, now it's time for my honest thoughts. It was a fantastic week of episodes. Them finally doing Big Mo's Big Birthday Blowout was fantastic. I'm happy they did it, and I honestly it was fine. It's all good, Piggy, my friend. Us fatties got to stick together. Yeah, they call you Fatty Wap. That's what they call you in the streets. Um, 1738. But yeah, as I was saying, it was a fantastic week. Big Mo's Big Birthday Blowout was great. The Ravi stuff was all right. I just didn't really want to like it. And the Nigel stuff is fantastic. I'm sorry about my cameras with delays or whatever's going on with my camera. I don't know. Maybe I have to replug in something. I don't know. But that was fantastic. Yeah, Nigel's scenes were great. Nigel's scenes are honestly the best bit of the week. Chubby Wubby Doda. That's why I get caught in the street. um, but yeah, it was a fantastic week. I do recommend Wednesday and especially Thursday's episode to anyone because that is a fitting goodbye, and that is usually how you would, I presume, want to be remembered, because people do wonder like how they're going to be remembered. And yeah, it's fantastic. Lewis says it was a good week. So yeah, bloody hell. You just take a drink very quickly. Fuck. Sweat beaming off me. Anyways, now it's time for thoughts and awards. Awards. No, awards. Can't speak. Basically, time for the Oscars. Okay, it's time for the Oscars, and that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I'm going to start with so if you don't know what awards we have the Chris Crenshaw Award, the most promising. We have the Anthony Truman Award, the most wooden. We have the underrated and who needs slapping down. Now, for me, I will go first, and then the chat can chime in whenever they want. Now, obviously, I get why it couldn't happen, but it's weeks like this that would make me wish characters like Pat, Pauline, Dot, and Peggy were still alive and around. Yeah, I mean, you could have had Peggy in there in the afterlife as well if you wanted to. Like, just them walking into, like, I guess, a heaven version of Queen Vic, I guess. I don't know. Um, there's Luke. So, yeah, I will go first. The Chris Crenshaw Award obviously goes to the Nigel two-hander, Wednesday and Thursday. I know Thursday's had other characters, but those final two episodes really did hit. Thursday's ending does definitely redeem Wednesday's ending, and I think it's fantastic to celebrate life and to basically, what's the word, basically remember someone that way, because we all remember people differently. Um, Mark said the grant he didn't. This is by Steve, by the way. Mark said the grant he didn't realise that he was once Nigel's best friend, and asked him why it was filled with Nigel and not Grant. Then he said that figures. Did he mean that Grant bottled it? I don't. I honestly don't know, Steve. I honestly don't know. Um, I just don't know. Again, or was he playing Phil and Grant against each other? See, Mark would probably hate Grant because Grant only really appeared. Now, obviously, I don't know. I don't know the logistics of the 90s and 2000s and most of the 2010s. Um. Oh, hi, Michael Sharp. I hope you're doing well. I'm just recording the podcast live, but I guess Mark resents Grant because Grant has never really been in his life, and if we're being honest, he's been a shit dad. But to be fair, he I think he was basically, I don't want to say quarantined, but I guess that is the term. He was basically quarantined from seeing Mark most times, and like Michelle didn't give out like Mark's number to Grant. Obviously, I don't know how. Like, I'd assume Grant gave Mark his phone number when he tried to call him. When Sharon gave him Mark's number, I guess. Is my only bet, and he still resents him and still hates him. I would assume is what they're going for. Is that when Grant's here for the next couple of weeks, it will basically be like, "Why do you hate me, Daddy? Why do you hate me?" But obviously, like, it will be Grant being like that to his son. "Why do you hate me, son?" Is what I'm assuming. is what I'm assuming, and I hope people understand that. Um, Most promising would be the Phil, Nigel, and Julie for all their hard work in this storyline. I do agree. I do agree completely. Most wouldn't. Piggy, the hair suits you, dude. Thank you. Yeah. To be fair, Michelle left in the 90s and she was pregnant. I didn't tell Grant and brought him up alone, so Grant never really got a chance. That is true. That is what I was trying to go for. So she never really had a chance. Like he never really had a chance. So I'd assume their like relationship would be fractured. I'm guessing, and maybe Mark resents him because he was never in his life. I'm making a guess. I don't know how they're going to go about it because I haven't seen next week's episodes or the week after. I'm just assuming that's what's going to happen. Um, but yeah, the next award, most wooden Shrimpy's jacket he wore while playing the piano, says Lewis. The most wooden for me, the no-brainer. Nigel. Fucking wooden, he's dead. He's as stiff as can be. Oh, I'm losing my voice, I think. Um, but that was the most wooden for me. I'm mostly making a joke. Most wooden moment for me is the amount of emotion and energy the final storyline into the an entry in the final storyline into the stone, which I felt which I felt rushed and not set up. Fair enough, Luke. That's what Luke's going for, and Lewis again went for Shrimpy's jacket he wore while playing the piano. So there's the two most ones from the chat. Again, if the chat want to chime in any more times about the awards, go ahead. I will just reiterate for people at home. The awards is the Chris Clenshaw. The other award is the Anthony Truman. So the first award is most promising. The Anthony Truman is most wooden. And then the underrated, and then who needs slapping down, basically. Who has been a bell end that week. Bloody hell, need another drink. There we go. There we go. Next up, underrated. Going to Julie. It has to go to Julie for the sheer amount of horsepower and how much she put into this storyline proves to me that she belongs in the show. Well, doesn't I know she's probably leaving, but she belongs here. Her dedication to it has been phenomenal. That's who I'm going for underrated. And who needs slapping down? Lewis sums it up perfectly. Who needs slapping down is Ben Whiteley for taking Nigel away. If anyone in chat has anything else to say, go ahead right now while I underrated for Luke is Grant, because while he wasn't used as much as you wanted him to be used, I think he should be. You're really glad to see him back and look forward to see what's still to come. That is by Luke. I'm Luke the Nuke, as my dad would call him, Big Nye would call him. So yeah, that's the awards. I will pause the recording and let I will give it a minute and let people talk, and then I will resume the recording in a second. Yeah, I'm going to resume the recording in a minute. So if you do want to add your awards, I will give you a minute. I'll give you a minute or two. Say it. Give me a second, just breathing. Oh. How's everyone been? My throat is fucking wrecked, but you're also going to be sitting here while I render out that video. Boy. I'm going to resume now in a minute. I'm back. I've given the chat a few minutes, and they say, Lewis says underrated is Jasmine. Chris Clenshaw award goes to Nigel because he was the most promising. Luke says here, Luke the Nuke, as my dad again would say, says who needs slapping down is dementia, as it's a horrible disease to go through and it's painful to go through it. And I'm glad it was given such a special spotlight to this show and how awful it is for families and the person with dementia, obviously. It takes away who they are and it slowly steals their lives and memories, and it's painful. I do agree, dementia does need slapping down. Dementia is, like, people don't know what dementia is. The thing with dementia that people have to realise with it is the person, whoever it is, that you are seeing will die twice. They will die when they get it, basically, because they'll forget you. They'll basically forget you, which I know is sad, but you kind of do have to admit it. And then obviously they die again when they literally die, because you lose your memories, and it does become hard for you to deal with them. Because I was an angsty teenager when witnessing my nanny with dementia, so it was hard on me. I know it was a little shit, but I do regret not spending more time with her. But she was in part of my life, and yeah, dementia is a lethal killer. As you can tell, my nanny is on my finger. Look at that. She was, if you don't know, I'll just called Maisie Moo Moo. There'll be a tattoo of her. Yeah, look at that. Woo. Love this cow tattoo, it's fantastic. Also technically have another faded, but she also had a Winnie the Pooh plushie, so I got Winnie and Tigger. I'm getting Piglet and Eeyore next week. But they're my tattoos. Yeah. That's why I have these tattoos. And obviously this is my mother figure in America. She likes rabbits. I got a slush bunny, but a slushy, but just yeah. That's if you ever wonder why, that's why I have these tattoos. I guess if you just want a Fall Guy, it's just because I like Fall Guys. But yeah, now I'm going to move on to the outro. Which where is it? Which is now 44:33. I do want to appreciate everyone who stuck by me and helped me a bit. Helped me. What's the word I'm looking for? Who helped me throughout this episode of the podcast. It's been fantastic. I appreciate everyone who stopped by, whether it be for 5 minutes or 20 minutes. I do appreciate it. Yeah, and importantly, dementia is most cruel because it is not quick. It's long and hard and consumes the person stealing from you, and it can be explained until you see it. It can't be explained until you see it yourself. To be honest, exactly. Now I'm going to go to this screen. Brave. Oh no, I want that one. No, I don't have the memberships open. There we go. The members as follows. In the fans, we have Milk Box, Luca X6X X2X6, and Ollie Kingston 7530. Then in the watchers, we have the Rivets, SD Cricket Fan, Sobriety and Solace, Luke the EastEnders Archivist, and Dizzy Flora. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye. I need a piss. Fucking hell. As you know, what I usually do here to help people understand, of course, the hard earned work though. I just need to mute very quickly. There we go. So obviously, let me just, where do I go? That changed. That did not change. What did I do? There we go. Popped it up there. Nice and popped it up nice and truly there. Do, do. I'm going to just draw the intro. Back in a tickety boo. I'm gonna mute. I'm back. I'm back. I'm being picked up. I am being picked up. Yeah. Let me read the comment. Oh yeah, Piggy. Woo. Thank you, Luke. Thank you for doing these live streams. We appreciate you too. Thank you, Don't Know. We are the people, and we are the Piggy fan club. Says Luke. Piggy till we die. Till we die. You know, we're sure we are we're Piggy till we die. Luke also says I I completely second this. The time and commitment to do the streams for such a big week for each episode is very much appreciated, and shows the love for the show on the channel. Luke with £4.99, which you don't have to do. You don't have to do. Especially considering I know your current financial struggles. You don't have to do it, bitch. But I will thank you for it. Congratulations on another successful podcast. A one-man show, Piggy. You made it look effortless and true legend and a watching Walford icon. I do appreciate everyone, and also SD Cricket fans says this has been really brilliant. Thank you all. I appreciate it so much. He's the goat. Thank you, Ash. I'm going to bring up something to you off stream. It's nothing serious. It's just can't believe you managed to do this live stream too. I have no problem. I like helping out people. I like being involved with it. Like, people don't realise it, and I know this might sound silly, but I don't care that I don't get the appreciating. No, it's nothing serious, Ash. It's just all I was going to mention to you was I was thinking about where I host the live stream, and then you appear on the Thursday edition, of course, whenever you are free to appear on the Thursday edition. And what you do is you watch the episode, you stay for about 20 minutes, and then I record the podcast live. So it's a lot easier on me, and then I can get the viewers involved, is basically what I was going to pitch. And how it would work with streaming the episode would be simple, where I would just pop out the stream, and it'd be easy on all of us. And plus it means that your PC won't tank when I'm streaming. Yeah. But like I said, I don't care that I don't get the recognition. I don't deserve the recognition compared to other people. That's just the backbone of this channel. I just appear and do live streams because I think it's nice to interact with all of you, instead of just being like, give us your money, thank you for supporting, now I need to leave. I appreciate everyone who sticks by, whether it's just you stick for a minute or you stick for an hour. I don't care, as long as you're happy and you don't mind me saying weird stuff, because I will talk about anything. I'm down to earth person. I'm free. If you ever need advice on anything or anything you want my help with, I'm free. Like, again, if any of you need, like, if you want me to appear in a video with you guys, I'm down. Like, I'm like, again, I don't mind. I'll do anything. I just wanted to do this week because it was a big week, and I will do all the big weeks for EastEnders. I don't really need Ash. It was just I wanted Ash here for mostly Wednesday's episode to help me through it, because I didn't want to just cry by myself on stream, and that was mainly what I wanted to do. But I do appreciate everyone who sticks by us, and who, even if they just tune in for the soap, like the Was It Worth It, I do appreciate all of you. We'll always give you appreciation, both of you two. I know it's been an emotional week for you two, since dementia is close to your heart. Yeah, I do appreciate that, SD Cricket fan. It's really a hard topic for me sometimes, but I'm honest and open. I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to be crude. Will I make jokes about you, SD Cricket fan, when you're in this stream because you're a Ravi fan? Yeah, but it's just me trying to interact with the chat and trying to be funny. Like, obviously I don't do it on, like, if I really hurt your feelings, I will apologise. But I just do it to, like, because you do it to wind me up, and I do it to wind you up. Unless you truly are a Ravi fan, then I appreciate it. £4.99 by Luke, the EastEnders archivist, who says, Ash and Piggy for life. You both are the best hosts and class people. It's not an act for the show. I appreciate how real and authentic and honest you are. I appreciate that, Luke. Thank you for your money. And you don't have to donate. Just, you can. Obviously this week was a bit rough, but you've done a real good job these last few weeks of stepping up for me. I needed it. I've no problem. I can do all these live streams. I don't really do much. I don't have many friends. Like, the friends I have is like Flora and shit. It's all banter. It's all banter. I never worry about potentially offending me. I'm like you, nothing offends me. You can chat about anything. Yeah, exactly, SD Cricket fan. Like, again, I just want to like show up and basically just try and entertain people, even if it falls flat in its arse. And like, even if I can't in December, what I'm going to try and do, and it will be a big task, I will try. Even if Ash is not fully committed to it, I will try and do for Christmas. I will try and do the entire month. Obviously, Christmas Day will have Ash, but like, I am going to do all the big weeks. Whenever a big week is announced, I will be here. Well, I'll try and be here, unless I have a tattoo appointment or I'm on holiday. And yeah, it's a lot easier for me. I don't mind. Again, I'm free. I'm down to do whatever. Like I said, if anyone ever comes to me asking for, I will do it. I will do it. I have no problem. I would have no problem doing that. Like, each Christmas episode, I would do it. Like, I would be committed to the bit. Um, Obviously the streams might be a bit shorter, but I would do it because I want truly an experience of how people would experience this Christmas. I want people to like truly give the thought and say, £1 for you both to donate to my £1 for both of you to donate to my club, Ravi's Boys. Ravi is a lovely lad, and we have nothing wrong with Ravi, isn't that right? But like I said, I know I'm privileged to be in a job where I can just sit on my hole and talk about EastEnders. I don't take this for granted. I'm not going to be like a YouTuber. It's like, my life is so hard, I have to review EastEnders. Will I complain to Ash that I certainly dislike a week of EastEnders? I will, but I'm happy. It's easy going. Like, will I be mad in the moment? Yes. Will I generally get offended sometimes at the episode being shit? Yes. But I'm just, I like this show. I will gladly give my thoughts on the show. And like I said, if anyone ever wanted me to be do a cameo for a video or something, I'm free. I don't care. Like again, my personality is I don't really care. Like, I will do anything, anything for a bit of cash, I guess. Yeah. I just appreciate everyone who tunes in and wants to sit with me and watch it. Same here, Piggy. I'm exactly in your mindset. I'll do anything to help out and do anything for people, and I don't have friends. You do have friends. You have me. I don't really care, and enjoying this community and the show is very special to you. To be honest, yeah. I appreciate everyone who comes here, takes 1 to 2 hours out of their day to do the podcast and to do the like. It's always a big privilege to do the live streams and have people there willing to watch the episodes live. It is. It's a big privilege. Like, even if it's how many people, I don't know how many people are watching right now. How do I check that? 6 are watching right now. Like, 6 people are here watching me. Like 7 people are here, I should say. I don't care if the 7 people are here. Like, it will grow, and even if this doesn't like, what's the word? Even if this doesn't prove to everyone, it's just, yeah. I'm just going to very quickly eat my. Sorry if this picks up in the microphone, but I'm going to just mute. Just going to mute. Brownie. Not a weed brownie. Maybe I'll read your comment in a second, Ash. Thank you for allowing me to have my brownie. um, Where were we? It's always a big privilege. Yeah. You like to keep busy, as you said. You do. Never met you, Luke. But even if you don't have friends, you have us. You do have us. Um, I'll be even. Let me continue. Never. I like to be. Luke also says I'll be even better as modern audience. As a modern audience member when I'm fully caught up. Ash also says here. Also think that it's crazy remembering that at the 40th anniversary we had 50 viewers watching it with us. Luke also says, cheers, Testy cricket fan. He says you had 50 people watching. I can't count to 50. I can't count to 1. I can't even get past 1. I don't even know what comes after it. It's such a cool thing to do, considering there was a time when I didn't have anyone to talk about EastEnders with, and now we have a community. Yeah, it's fantastic. People again, I do get slight remarks from people who I'm friends with, or probably not as close, who do go, you do YouTube for a living, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I make £30 a month, but I don't care. I'm humble and honest. I'm privileged to be in a job where I am. I'm privileged to have a community who will listen to my opinions. I'm privileged to have, like, Luke, who will step in to do the classic podcast with me, and who will be here. Am I slacking on editing the reactions? I am, but I'm grateful for everyone being here. And I don't take this for granted. I do appreciate everyone, and the mindset is that, like, even if I have one person watching, at least that one person who's watching the episode with me can come into the stream if they want, and they can comment if they want on what they think about the show, because I'm not going to bite. Again, unless it's ST Cricket fan about Ravi, but I'm not going to bite, and I will gladly let anyone give their opinion, because if you give me a platform, I might as well give you a platform. That's how I see it. I might regret to say that when someone does a video, when someone does a video, we have to react to it. But again, you give me a platform, I give you a platform. It's just how it works. Like, I don't really, unless you say something offensive, I don't really care. Most things are acceptable here. You know, I will show up. I will obviously do what I want. Yeah, and have a drink. Do recommend this drink. Graffiti. Or fruity, as it's called. Lucasade Energy Zero Sugar. Fantastic. It's been helping me through this. What does Luke say now? I feel the same way. It's something special that you've built up, and you both deserve every ounce of success and respect and support you get. Thank you, Luke. Bloody, jeez. Again, I don't know what else to say, but I do, again, like I said, appreciate everyone here. I will stay, obviously, while I'm rendering this out. This is rendering, by the way. It's just not showing. It's on 1 minute and 8 seconds. So, yeah. I appreciate everyone being here. Just set up the Corey live stream. Let's go. I won't be here tomorrow, obviously. Everyone, I do recommend you do check out Ash's Corey live stream. I don't know if I'll be in chat. If I am, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. I'll just be there to say hello, and then I'll leave. He is taking a well-deserved break for about 2 days until I have to come back Monday and work with all you miserable cunt. I'm only messing. Piggy is truly such a laugh. It makes me feel confident. It's truly such a laugh. It makes feeling confident and comfortable stepping out of a comfort zone and recording. It's always an absolute pleasure and joy. I'm glad I said yes when asked. Yeah. Again, like I said, if you're fine with me making receding hairline jokes, I'm fine I'm fine with I'm fine with you calling me fat. That's just how we work. Um, oh, move this now. Whoa, there we go. Probably won't be on a break. I'll probably be recording with Luke tomorrow if he is free. Obviously, if he's not, he's not. But yeah. Excuse me. Obviously, people, if you're not a member, you can get. Guess I can give you a sneak preview. To upload videos. Select files. Podcast 174. Next. Like back. Copy. Sorry for the silence. I'm just doing stuff here. Um, to do. Let me just put it back to me. Woo, there you go. It's just me now. Enjoy your break, Piggy. It's fine, mate. I don't take myself seriously. I'm respectful and I can laugh. I know to record tomorrow. I was just waiting for you to put up the Luke signal in the sky, like the bat signal in Gotham. Yeah, yeah. I'm not quite Batman, but I respond to the call nonetheless. Yeah. Nonetheless, I'm here in my garage with my knowledge. I'm building brown bricks in Minecraft. But again, thank you everyone who tuned in. Oh, God. Oh, oh. Have I crashed? Have I crashed? I've not crashed. I appreciate everyone who sticks by and who. My mic's cutting out. Is it? The mic's still cutting out? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've reduced the thing. Buffering a lot. Well, it's just my internet struggling. I'm going to leave it there now. Um, I'm going to leave it there. I thank everyone who tuned in, But yeah, my internet is probably going to buffer now that I'm uploading the podcast. I'm just going to check to see if Steam is downloading anything or updating anything. No. So yes, probably the mic is fine. Yeah, sounds good now. Thank you. I don't know if the stream is still buffering.